There we go. Welcome everyone to the JFH app test for April 6th, 2022. And it's we have Andre here, our CTO, and we have Sensei Claus from the JFH community. He's always massively helpful in these sessions. And I'm Jan. And of course, you can join Justice for Hire from justiceforhire.app and become a hero or a villain or a client that hires heroes and villains in the cinematic universe that we're building with the community, the show that we're producing as a global community. And anything you post on the justiceforhire.app is essentially can be used in the show. So we like pull it and we're live editing daily on Twitch. So it's a pretty wonderful experience and never been done before. So join us. And of course, if you want to be a part of our company that's producing this, that's called Real World, REELWURLD. And you can join us, become part of the team, invest in the company from wefunder.com/realworld, REELWURLD. We're doing our very first community round. And what a community round is, that means that anybody can invest alongside traditional venture capitalists and angel investors and the whole professional investing world. Anybody can join and own part of the company. So it really opens up. We're all about opening up story and Hollywood and production to the community and to the world. And that's why we're doing this wonderful, our first community round. So come and join us. That's justiceforhire.app and wefunder.com/realworld. And I'll pass it over to Andra for our first test session of April.
Hi, welcome. As usual, these sessions are being recorded. We're testing on justforheroes.app before releasing this functionality to the public. Thank you for being here. We're gonna start with in every test, we start with creating new accounts for particular test scenarios. We're gonna start with creating a new account and we're testing the behavior of the chat loading on justforheroes.app, and make sure that you open a new version of the app, which means just open incognito or yeah. So create a new account in case you come up with a cool hero name. Let me know and we'll save the data. If there's a piece of content that you're really proud of, the same. But we're testing the behavior of the chat. And Jen, because this is one of the issues that you found, if you have anything to add, please. You're muted.
I'm just creating a test villain account right now. I'm about to do my little voice.
Okay.
We have Guru coming in. Well, if it isn't Kaba, that's his new name apparently from the community on the JFH cast chat. I like
Really?
how Crypto Flux called you Kaba. I was like, oh, wow.
Hey.
Well, I like that a lot.
Me too. How's it going, y'all?
Doing great, man.
All right.
Copy that, Kaba. I'm gonna do my little voice.
Let me see.
You know what I'm just realizing now? If you did the Batman one, I should consider doing one as Bane.
Oh, wow.
Down. I love Tom Hardy's ridiculous Bane voice. It's hilarious.
Wow. I had no idea. That's amazing. Wow.
I just couldn't get out of my head.
I have to meditate on this now because we may need to shoot something.
I mean, if you need a Joker, I'm more than willing to get up in there. I'll hit you with my my Mark Hamill Joker. Hello.
Oh my God, that's a Mark Hamill if I've ever heard one. If everyone doesn't know, that Mark Hamill is the quintessential Joker voice from the Batman the animated series, who keeps on getting. Obviously, he played Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, but he keeps getting casted for pretty much every Batman video game to voice the Joker. So,
absolutely.
Yeah,
He, in my opinion, and I feel like maybe this is controversial, but I think he is the best Joker ever.
I completely agree, and I don't know why he hasn't been cast as the Joker
in
like,
real life. Yeah,
man, that'd
I
be
don't know either
crazy.
because his facial like acting alone would be just out of this world.
That might be the title of this video. How come Mark Hamill hasn't been cast as this Joker?
For
I'm
real.
JFH app
super excited, and I don't want to rain on your parade because it's raining on in New York. But what I'm most excited about is to get the best Sensei Claus voice and the best Kaba voice, and to have people joining our community emulating that. So, in our own universe.
Hey man, I'm just gonna have to do it. I'm gonna do my test character is Mark Hamill's Joker's voice.
It should be.
Oh my gosh! Look at the pho.
Yeah.
Thank you, as usual. And Kaba, I want you to know that I'm putting a question mark because it really is yours. So I'm putting Mark Hamill's Joker's voice question mark as my villain name.
All right.
Yes.
What's the first test we're running?
There was a loading issue for a new user for the chat, the cast chat, because we're getting, guess what, that functionality is starting to be used. So
Yeah.
Jen noticed a delay in the loading, and I've increased the time, so we see how we're testing how it behaves now.
All righty.
So for me, it's still starting at the top, not the bottom. But other than that, it looks okay.
Yeah, I'm also very much high up. Yeah, I'm completely at the top actually. No, not completely at the top. I'm around. I think I started at February. Yeah, like February 24th is where I loaded into, and I have to scroll down.
Okay. Can you take a screenshot and send it to me, please?
Of the of where we were.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I essentially I have to scroll back, and I can. I've already scrolled all the way down. So if you want me to, I can do a screen recording, like log out, log back in as a new character, so you can see
Yeah,
that.
that would be
Okay.
great.
I just refreshed the page.
Sorry, Michael, can you say that again?
So I said I just refreshed the page. Same thing. So I don't know if you have to go out and go back in. Should have the same page here.
I already logged out. It's happening.
Okay.
All right, so I feel like this is like a Simpsons character, but I just want you guys to know that these are strong times. Strong times. I don't know. Working on it.
Same for me. It brings me to the top of the chat, and I have to scroll all the way down to the bottom to get.
Okay, gotcha. So that's weird. Okay. Do you have a new version?
Did I clear my site settings?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, noted. Thank you.
I just sent you the screen recording.
Thank you.
Sure, sure. All right, what's next up? Oops, dropped my phone on my computer.
So next up is it's interesting. Did you guys get the pop-up with welcome to the chat?
Yes.
Yes.
Because for me, and you immediately clicked on it.
I normally click the pop-up to go away.
Okay, because
So
I didn't do anything and it loaded in the background and it took me to the bottom of the page. So I'm wondering if you did anything and you touched and you stopped the loading. But I'm gonna watch the recording that you sent, Jen.
Yeah, I would check that. I think in general, the way people react to pop-ups is get out of my face as soon as possible, regardless of what the pop-up is. So I
Can
think
we do this test again to see? Because, for example, if so I didn't do anything. I just looked at the pop-up and I read it, and it loaded in the background, and it took me to the bottom of the page. So if you click immediately, then there's another sequence of events that needs to be implemented. So can any of you confirm that the high up loading happens when you immediately escape the pop-up?
I can create a new character and test it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that test too. And I was a client, so I'm gonna do a villain now to see if it has to do with the.
Yeah, my first time was a villain. My second time that I recorded was a hero.
Okay, and mine was a client, so we're covered with that. Yes. But even if I immediately click escape it, it still loads to the bottom of the page. So I need to understand exactly how you guys are, what you guys are doing for it to.
So I'll say this, that as the pop-up comes up, the first message, I can see the messages in the background popping up, and the messages are from several months ago. So
Yes,
the
but
first,
then, okay.
so I'm wondering if there's a way, if this is a potential solution, if the first things that load that we see are the latest ones, and then all the previous ones load. So it's kind of like, similar to like an Instagram chat, where if I have to scroll up, it takes time to actually load what was previously there. So it doesn't load all of it at once. It's like, oh, you want to see that far back? Hold on 1 second, load.
Okay. Okay, I see. Okay. So that's another, okay.
You want me to screen record this?
No, it's fine.
Okay, so I'm just jumping in to check.
So this is the test with the chat. Now, if you can go to the
December.
watch page, thank you. If you can go to the watch page in this new account and see how the watch page looks like.
So I should note that the first thing I saw was December, but I let the pop-up load completely. And then when I get rid of it, now I'm at the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, because how it's implemented, it's loading everything. And then when you escape what's on the screen, that's when it scrolls to the bottom. So that's why you see behind the pop-up, you see how they're loaded. And after you get out of the pop-up, it takes you to the bottom. So it's just the sequence of events.
So solution there, what would be the do you feel like you have a solution there?
Yeah, it's just to load the last ones, and then when you scroll up, instead of scrolling to the bottom, load the last 10 messages, and on scroll up, load everything.
Yeah.
It's like doing the opposite.
Or maybe scroll up and load 10 at a time. So would that save us cost wise, fraction of a penny?
No, actually that's gonna be different. I mean, that's gonna be
potentially cost more because we're doing more loading.
Yes, yeah, because you're interrogating the server more than once.
Interesting.
So
you think that just scrolling up and loading everything is the right thing to do for now?
We can do the test. I'm gonna do scroll up and see how it behaves, and then scroll. We can set 20 other times or something, and see how that impacts the.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Yes.
Oh, Guru.
Just a little update for me trying the same thing in the cast chat. I didn't touch it this time because last time I just clicked out of the welcome to before it loaded everything, and it was still loading it. But this time I didn't touch it at all, and it's still doing the same thing, and it's starting all the way back at November 16th, 2020.
Okay, and you're on Android, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The first time I was on a villain profile. This time I'm on the hero.
Great, thanks.
Welcome.
Can we move to the watch page and see how it looks like? You're gonna see just one video, but we're testing the look and feel and the behavior of it before we replace it.
So Andra, are these on the watch page? Are these bigger than last time?
Yes.
They are.
They are, and I wanted to propose something because I would want to replace the white. I would want to replace the white borders, the empty spaces around the video. Do you have that?
So I have the empty spaces, but I'd say the reason for the empty spaces is because it's not showing the full thumbnail.
Yeah. Well,
because the full thumbnail is 16 by 9.
Yeah.
Which is the same as our original thumbnails as well.
Yeah. This is the next iteration. That one is still under development. But with this iteration, I just wanted to propose how it looks if we replace the borders with reels background, like that gray. It can look like this being part of the content.
I think the thing, what I'd want to see first is just a 16:9 module there, so we can see how that fits. Because right now, I don't know the aspect ratio. It looks
So
closer
this,
to.
the YouTube cannot get into 16:9. We can do, I need to do some more development for it. So yeah, this is how far the development is at this moment.
Excuse me, one second. I have the patent office calling me, but I am here.
So real quick, little off topic. I know Z's got an Android phone. It turns out Androids have screen record built in now. And it's much better than the third-party stuff because you can see the movements of the finger.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did not know it until very recently.
Yeah.
Because they don't-
Welcome to Android.
No, I've had Android for years. It's just that functionality is new to me because I've been using third-party apps for this.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, no, they've been able to do that for a while. You can add your touch, you can add your touch sensor so that pops up for where your finger's at so you can see what we're doing and when we're doing it. Yeah, no, yeah, it's a cool
It's
feature.
just they kind of bury the feature. You have to go down to a menu, select it.
Yeah, you have to, yeah, it has to be something specifically selected.
Yeah.
But people want that. Just tell us you have it.
Right?
Yeah, I think it depends on how passionate you are of the hardware itself on its own.
Well, for this, it's great because, like I said, I've been using third-party apps and they don't show what the fingers are doing.
Mm,
This one is a lot more valuable for that reason alone.
yeah. Okay, so let me know what you think about this watch module. It's a test, but
So I guess my question is what's the feedback, or I guess the specific test that we're doing? Because I have it open on mine. I have the white borders on the side. I can see the video and the thumbnail fairly clearly.
so we're just testing
plays
how it
well.
looks because we want to play it straight from YouTube to not pay for storage
That makes
for
sense.
the 40 hours of content that we have and we want to show there.
Right.
So we're just testing how the integration looks and feels.
It feels good. I mean, you have regular YouTube integration. You'll have it's easy to access the end exit full screen and control it once you're in here, and also being able to play it from or pause it from the minimized window is also a good nice feature to be able to have, because I know it was difficult across multiple phone OSs, but to try and have that feature available, because I know some of the videos I tried playing before, obviously early on in our tests, it wouldn't let me like pause when I minimize the screen, or I couldn't pause it or touch it again. So it's
Yeah,
nice.
that was improved. So now it's just a matter of just a matter of storage and of cost.
Totally. It looks good. Looks and feels good.
I guess what sticks out to me is we have universe tabs for the top 2 videos, but not the bottom 2. I was wondering if there's a reason for that, or if that's just the holdover.
Yeah, that's because that's what's serious and introduction, and then the spotlight and the how-to, they're just snippets.
Gortish.
Okay.
Okay, let's wait for Jen to see. And there were a couple more tests that we were supposed to do. There were some there was an extra comma on the journey list on challenges journey tab. And if you can test that, how that looks like now.
So we're testing the journey tab. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the one I guess I'd say is extra is in the Catch and L, mission 11 or challenge 11. There's a comma after ego. I guess that's not necessary. So the kind of thing where I really, take issue with it, but if we're looking, that's the one that I'd say is a problem.
Oh, okay, that's a typo. Yeah. Okay, if that's the only one.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not a full grammar nerd, but I'm not bad at it either. I think that's it.
Okay.
But everyone, gets commas wrong. Everyone.
I think it depends if you use Grammarly or not. Okay, and the next one was on the world page, the carousel for the world page. The carousel for the world page contains some extra. I'm interested into how many slides it's showing and if they show correctly.
I have 6 slides on the carousel above here. What is there supposed to be a specific order to them, or?
Yeah, but we need Jen for this.
Okay.
But you can tell me what's the order and we can coordinate between us and then see what he's saying.
Did
First,
you say 6?
Yes, I have 6. Hold on. Oh, sorry, 7.
Okay, never mind. We're good then.
Sorry, I was on one and I didn't count it. Thank you for that catch. So I have our next hero meetup, RSVP. The next is the merch drop. After that's invest in real world. Test app. Schedule your development call. Free comic. And then finally Tuesday's Tai Chi.
Okay, I have the same. And Michael, do you have the same?
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's see if John comes back, and let's just go through the app to see if there's any new development or anything that catches our eyes. Just do a sweep.
Oh, these patent people. So much time spent. Wait, they have a broken system. If anyone's watching from the USPTO, you guys have a broken system. You need to be disrupted. Really broken system. All right, what have I missed? What do you need me on?
So we were just
Oh,
talking
hold on, I think I
about.
muted you. No, I didn't. Just can't hear. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay, there we go. Great. Klaus had the pensive look. Just looking off into the distance. It was great.
We were talking about the YouTube modules that look how they look and feel, and we were agreeing that they're I was explaining that the reasoning behind the change is the storage and the cost associated with storing on our servers or using YouTube, as we're not interested on streaming, we're interested on creating. The feedback was positive. Now with the decision on how to proceed, if this is it or you still need modifications, we are supposed to make that decision together. It's gonna take a bit longer because it's still under development. This is the latest iteration that was ready for test.
Question, I believe last time when I pressed play, did it open up automatically widescreen or did it not?
Widescreen or full screen?
I'm sorry, full screen. Did it immediately? No. It did not. No. Okay, that's fine. I'd say that I would hold off until, because the bars don't look good, and I would hold off until we can test it with the full 16:9.
Okay.
I think that's really, if we're going to do something where, because these are obviously noisier. And we did contemplate, Andre, you and I spoke about potentially using like maybe some of the thumbnails that we have from our original ones and this might be a good way for us to differentiate content. For example, maybe not everything has a thumbnail, but certain pieces of content have our thumbnail skinned over it. And then when you touch it, the YouTube video pops up. And so that might work. I'm just wondering that if we did have that format, for example, here on series, and when the video, one of the things, Andre, you were saying was that when the video finishes, it remains on the YouTube video rather than returning to the thumbnail. So if we didn't have the 16:9 aspect ratio baked into the experience, that would mean, I would assume it would mean this smaller widescreen thing, which would essentially disrupt the visual flow that we want to maintain. So I do think that there's I think that we should wait till we can experiment with a 16:9 version. Okay. And when because the YouTube experience is still, it's a great experience, and this will allow us to, guys, so that this will allow us to put a lot more content in without cost to us. And so if we could centralize all the important content that people should be watching when it comes to the Justice for Hire community and experience, and then focus on doing what we really want to be doing, which again, what Andre said is helping people create. Then it takes a massive load off the app, the servers, etc. So I think 16:9 is just the thing we want to test. But Andre, you're saying that that's going to is that a significant amount more
It
work
will
with you
take
there?
until the next test session, so it will
Okay.
take another 2 weeks.
Okay. So what has I'm trying to remember because I remember it being thin. Is this thicker than last time, or is it
Yes,
still
it
okay?
is.
Okay,
It is.
yeah. All right. So yeah, let's just wait till next time. See if we could see the 16:9 and then
Okay.
make a decision. But how do you guys like the playability?
It's definitely more responsive. I mean, YouTube definitely has pluses and minuses. So, cost saving is great when you're starting out for sure. Reliability is great too. What I'm not such a fan of is the thing where YouTube puts on videos at the end, suggestions and all that. So if there was a way we can block that, that'd be great.
There are blockers. I'm not sure if they're still relevant because or legal. I think they are because I mean, a former partner of mine was using them on like the Hot Wheels website. Hot Wheels had like a, but maybe I shouldn't even say that. They had like a blocker baked in to their YouTube channels right on their like main site. Guru.
Well, that means when you finish the video, it gives you a little kind of like carousel of videos you can watch after. And ideally, you don't want them going from this website to YouTube. You want them to stay there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's always been the main concern with utilizing YouTube videos is essentially having non-JFH content like at all in our ecosystem, which is essentially a distraction and takes away from the branded experience. So it's right now it's between the trade-off of the reliability of the player, the consistent the amount of content we can place in without having a cost to us, and the speed in terms of responsiveness versus
I believe we fixed the responsiveness and the reliability as Guru was stating earlier.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just a matter of storage and of cost.
May I throw
Yes,
2 cents on
please.
that?
Yes.
Just to build off of it, so you're pulling these from our specific, like JFH's specific YouTube channel. So on YouTube, I don't know if you know this, but please stop me if you already do.
Putting the volume louder because you might be doing some education here.
Okay, hold on. Hold on, let me pick up my headphone. It's probably better. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so my idea, the thing is on YouTube, when you upload a video, as you're going through it, you're allowed to drop in annotations, you're allowed to drop in captions, you're allowed to drop in ending screen videos and things like that of what you can suggest next. They can subscribe to you. So if this is pulling them, I know it's not something we want to happen to take us off the app and go to another site. But if it is, it might as well benefit JFH in the long run. So doing so you would be able to populate the end of a video with suggested next videos they should watch. So say there's an episode 2 out, you suggest an episode 2, or if this is episode 2 and people are just starting with that one, it'll suggest episode 1 for them and things like that. Right. But you have control over it on the actual website, on your YouTube channel. So if you go to your YouTube channel, you could populate it with the ending slide of suggested videos that come next on there, and you can kind of control that. So if they're going directly to your channel on there, and so people are watching more of those videos that are JFH only. So it's not necessarily pulling them away from the content itself, but it allows them to go see something else. Maybe you have behind the scenes footage. I know you're posting a lot of the Twitch videos and our meetings and stuff like that. So at the end of those videos, if people are going to your YouTube channel, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just it's another way to drive traffic and to get more views, get more engagement and stuff like that in those areas. So that's the way they're using it to leverage. So when it's populated to our app, that little slide at the end you'll see will be like, episode 4, episode 5, episode 6, or something along those lines, or behind the scenes of episode 3. Or
Guru, yes, I actually all of our for the last few years, all of our JFH videos are essentially, they have the suggested videos at the end. They have the the little information icon at the top that suggests based on what we're talking about, or whether it's another video or a link or a playlist. So we populated all of that, but YouTube has layers of that. So in other words, so you have the I at the top. Of course, you have your description.
Right.
Of course, you can suggest videos. But after the video is over, when the video actually ends, the suggested videos that you play first, that you actually have pop up during the play of the video, end. And then what pops up on screen is YouTube's native suggestions for you that more than likely are not your brand. So, and it may have like a few videos from your brand, but essentially like a little grid will pop up with some additional videos. And this may vary from screen to screen. So they may do it more on desktop versus mobile, etc. But it's there's definitely layers of that experience. So like we are as much as we possibly can. We do our best to keep people in the theme of the video they're already watching. And also to consistently send them all of our YouTube videos linked back to justiceforhire.app now, like all of them. So it's, and if sometimes we'll link to both the justiceforhire.com site and justiceforhire.app, just so we can keep the algorithm, keep the internet like focused on both sites, because the marketing site is the website, but the app is the app. So, but yeah, thank you for that suggestion. And the challenge here is that at the very least in this current iteration of how we see it, that's how small the suggested video is, and that's the Urban Action Showcase thing that we did. So I'm shocked at how small that is. So yeah, we will figure it out.
Does it stay that small in full screen?
Yes, we will figure it out.
Let me see if it stays like that. No, in full screen, I just get a blank screen at the end, which is really interesting. It's actually very interesting that the double tap forward and back functionality of YouTube is not does not work on that player here, but it does zoom in, which is actually pretty cool. So, take something, give something back.
Yeah, this is why we do these sessions, to assess what's the most important to advance our mission, and what do we need to release and give away.
Anything else on here?
So the next ones was just the slider on the world page to confirm that it's just 6 slides, and if the order is correct, or do we need to update that
7.
as well?
I checked it. It
slides.
looks great.
7 slides.
Yeah, it is 7.
That was my mistake in the very beginning.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it looks great. That looks totally great.
And then the journey list, the journey page, the journey challenges page with that small typo, and also Sensei found a grammar error, a comma in the text.
Today?
It's from the description test. That's from the beginning. So now if we're testing the grammar as well, it's up for debate, I think.
It's a minor one. It's a comma, and those are always finicky.
Where is this?
Journey challenges number 11. It's after the word ego.
Because I know you put the comma before and, but before or, it's not always the comma.
Interesting.
This is grammar.
This is why it's annoying. Commas vary if something's a noun or an adjective. So you can have a list of adjectives with no commas whatsoever. Nouns, it gets trickier.
This is a clip.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So if there's nothing else, I think this is it. We're gonna meet in 2 weeks. And what's left is the behavior on the chat loading and the YouTube video player. Thank you so much.
Yeah, guys. No, this is fantastic. So thank you guys. This is wonderful. And everybody who's watching, of course, justiceforhire.app to join as a hero, a villain, or a client that hires heroes and villains in our cinematic universe that is being built with a global community, and a show that we're producing from anything that you post on the app we might pull into the show. It's a great idea. It's a great experience, and we're doing it together, and it's awesome. So justiceforhire.app, and of course, realworld.com is our production company. We are making movies and shows of the world. Justice for Hire is our first show. We're going to keep on doing it. We're going to make bigger and better stuff all the time as a community. So if you'd like to be a part of that company, join us on our first community round. You can invest in, my door is opening all weird behind me. You can invest in the in our equity crowdfunding campaign. It's a community round, meaning anybody can invest, and that's at wefunder.com/reelworld, REELWURLD. And it's a great ride and a great opportunity to get in on the ground floor of the future of film and TV. So love you guys, and thank you, Andra, thank you, Sensei Claus, and thank you, Guru Merkaba, aka Kaba, and I'm Jan, and we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Love you.
Bye.
Oh well, let me get a photo for the gram. Hold on. All right, love you guys. Thanks again, guys.